Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 3. All tricks, no trust. Okay, you guys, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, at the risk of hyping this up too much, this was a good episode. It was highly entertaining. So let's just dive right into it. Picking up where we left off, the rest of the ladies now arrive at Trixie Motel. Trixie is there again to greet them, and almost immediately, Lisa tells her that she lost her ring. Yeah, I think Meredith mentioned something like, well, for such a short trip, it was filled with a lot of drama. Then Lisa's like, yeah, I lost my ring. 60 grand. Trixie goes, honestly, without skipping a beat, Trixie goes, well, if you want a new piece of jewelry, just say that. Now Trixie is kind of showing them around. There are only 7 rooms total. It's all custom, special, one of a kind. And she's like, so you could get naked out here by the pool if you wanted. Of course, I always recommend wearing a little pink at all times. And then she says, the other ladies are here already. And everyone's like, who? Well, here comes Whitney and Angie K. Hi. Monica actually grabs Heather's arm like, what? In Meredith's confessional, she said, this is incredibly ill-mannered and rude. I can't imagine inviting someone on a trip without talking to the hostess first. And then Mary... I almost literally can't get enough Mary Cosby. Mary goes, who's Angie? Doesn't even bother. Knows she's going to be on this season. Doesn't even bother to find out who else is a cast member. Unconcerned. Doesn't even know if her son is married. So now Trixie is showing them the rooms and she says, okay, this is the hee-haw cowgirl room. And they're all like, hee-haw. They're having fun. And then Trixie goes, this one has already been taken by Angie. And Angie's like, I know, I just had to. I'm going to be working on Angie's voice, but it's so low, but it's not quite as vocal fried as Lisa. It's just very deep. So I'll work on it. Then we moved to the next room and Trixie said, this is like our honeymoon suite. It's a little bit bigger than the rest of the rooms. And Whitney has chosen this one. She gives a devilish smile. She wants so bad to get a reaction out of Meredith. And Meredith is, I think at this point, determined not to give her one. But yeah, she's just smiling because, remember, this is all in the name of friendship. She's tossing a lit match into a lit fire to burn everything to the ground in order to build back better. It's a solid strategy for building trust, Invite someone without the host knowing. What could go wrong? All right, now we see all the other rooms, and honestly, you cannot go wrong here. It's fun to see them again because I know I keep yammering on and on about the show that I saw when Trixie was renovating this motel, but it was just kind of fun to see the rooms again, and I think I'm still going to go with the Flamingo room, I think was my favorite, and I believe that was the first room they renovated. So the girls all pick their rooms, while Angie and Whitney just go out by the pool because, they've already picked their rooms. Lisa comes out to sit and chat with them. She's like, I love that Angie's here. I'm shocked that she wouldn't have been invited. Now Meredith walks out of her room and she's heading to Heather's and she walks by, doesn't say a word. And Whitney goes, it's weird that you wouldn't say hi. Okay, well, everyone just said hi about 4.5 minutes ago, so I'm not sure if it was really necessary for her to say hello again. But also, you know damn well that she's mad at you for deciding to build trust without getting her permission first. So she gets into Heather's room and Heather's like, what the hell? This is your trip. Meredith, yeah, it is. But you know what? There are bigger problems in the world. Wow. Well, Whitney, I guess global warming and world hunger just saved you from an awkward conversation about etiquette from Meredith. Okay, so out by the pool, Angie says, I've had no problem with Meredith the last few times I've seen her. And Whitney goes, she seemed completely fine. Did she? You just complained that she didn't say hi. Now it's like, oh, she seems okay. Angie. So she chose this passive-aggressive way of excluding me. It's fake. Inside the Queen of Hearts room, which is Heather's, Heather said, do you think Angie knows why she wasn't invited? And Meredith goes, well, I don't know why she would think she would be invited. None of our interactions have been very pleasant. Then we get a flashback to like some old fights and like the last reunion they were going after each other. So now Lisa goes inside to put her bathing suit on. And we see some servers coming to bring out food. As Angie and Whitney go up to get some food for themselves, Mary comes out of her room. Angie, Mary, grab something to eat and come sit with us. Silence as Mary's like getting herself some food. That is not deterring Angie. Mary, come on, girl, come on over. Mary, who's literally taking the long way around the pool so she doesn't even have to walk near them, said, no, I'm not coming over there. Please stop talking to me like that. I don't like it. Oh, God. Angie goes, oh, just a little invite if you're interested. So Mary literally sits down behind them. And I'm thinking, okay, Angie would love it if Mary, Monica, and Lisa would all embrace her being there and sit with her and Whitney and kind of make Meredith and Heather the outsiders, right? But it's not really working the way Angie had hoped it would because Mary wants nothing to do with her and Whitney. Mary does say, I don't understand that. Whitney's answer is, well, Trixie and I are very good friends. Then why didn't Trixie call you and tell you to invite everybody else? Why did she call Meredith? Anyway, she just said, Trixie and I are really good friends. And when Meredith invited me, I reached out to Trixie and said, I want to come early. Okay, no, that's such a lie. Because your good friend Trixie, you wanted to come early. I don't know, were you there 10 minutes before the others? It was probably longer, but still. Trixie didn't seem like she really wanted to hang with you. Well, or Meredith, to be fair, but... I don't know. The story doesn't really add up for me. Look, I know that the real reason was that she was trying to get Angie to be a surprise, but Angie could have come on her own and been the surprise. And Whitney could have really surprised everyone by being on the same plane as them and then, just having Angie be there. I think it was already kind of a red flag for people that Whitney was taking a separate flight. Whatever, Mary just says, well, that seems kind of childish. So Angie turns in Whitney's defense and looks at Mary and said, I know it might seem childish to you, but Whitney was just trying to be inclusive. Okay, that doesn't make sense either. It doesn't matter. Mary just said, I wasn't even talking to you. So yeah, Mary is just marrying to the fullest extent. All right, all the other ladies come out now. They're getting something to eat. And Meredith, as the hostess, has a little gift for all the ladies. Well, almost all the ladies. So she passes them out, and it's little T-shirts in kind of a Barbie font in honor of Trixie Motel. And it just says, no tricks, but Trix, like Trixie. No tricks, all trust. Angie leans over to Lisa and she goes, I'm sure they're just donated from other companies. All right, so now Meredith goes, guys, I've got a fun shopping afternoon planned. I have picked out a couple of fun stores, and we are going to split off into two groups of pairs. So, for example, I will be with Lisa because we have some trust issues to work on, and we would shop for each other. I would get something that, resonates with her. And Mary goes, maybe a new ring? Meredith, and then whatever we pick out, we can wear it to dinner tonight. And Lisa goes, wait a minute. We have to wear what the other person picked out for us. Time out. You know that Lisa has figured out each of her looks for every moment that she's on this trip, right? So she does not want some dress that Meredith picked out for her. Meredith goes, don't worry. This is about trust. So, don't put the other person in something that they don't want to wear. All right, so it is Meredith and Lisa. She has teamed up bad weather, Whitney and Heather, and Monica and Mary, just because, they're the only two left. And then she says, and Angie, well, I didn't know you would be here, so, you can buy something for yourself. Or you can, go with Whitney, whatever you want. Angie goes, thank you for acknowledging that you didn't invite me. It's all good. I'll figure it out. And Monica goes, oh, ew. Right out of the gate, you're sassy to the hostess. Well, Angie does not like that because Monica's coming into this group as my friend. Yeah, let's be real, Angie. She's coming into the group as a former employee of Jen Shah who's got a lot of secrets to spill. So now everyone's kind of going to their rooms to get ready for the shopping trip. And in Angie's room, remember it's a motel, so all the doors to the rooms are just right off the pool. Angie's got her door open and she's in there with Lisa and Whitney. And Angie is, of course, ragging about how Monica, my friend, and here she is calling me out for what I said. So Monica walks up to the door and she goes, I can hear you talking. So is there a problem? So far, you guys, I still like her a lot. Yeah, she just basically says the same thing. And Monica stands up for herself. She stands by what she said. You were rude to Meredith. It's her trip. And I think you should take it up with her, Angie. And I have plans to do that tonight. I deserve to be here as much as everyone else. I mean, I guess. You're a cast member. It's not like I've never really heard of anyone, even the host, being able to exclude someone from a cast trip. Okay, so it's off to shopping now. They're all on the Sprinter van, and then when they get to the first store, Meredith says, okay, we'll be getting off here. Monica and Mary, you stay, and you're going on to the next store. Okay, so 5 people are getting off. You 2 have to go to a different store. I'm sorry, that's dumb. You should just all be at the same store, or it should be like an equal, I guess it can't be because there's only 3 couples. And Angie. I'm surprised she didn't make Angie stay on the van and go to the next store. But Whitney was all, doing an outfit for her too. So anyway, both stores are, weird. They've got some wacky stuff. One has like a real super sexy stuff. Like it feels very costumey. Both of the shops. A little thrift store meets sex shop in a way. I don't know. I'm just not sure. Maybe it's just like consignment shops. I'm not sure what they were. In any case, the Chiron is being so shady because it'll say Whitney and Heather. And then you see them shopping for each other, talking about, how about this? How about this? And then it said Meredith and Lisa. And they're talking about what they're going to get each other. And then it says Angie and herself. Oh, God. So the other store, Meredith says in her confessional that she doesn't mind being paired with Monica, but she would like to pick out the clothes for Monica and herself. Mary's very picky. Okay, back at the other store, now we see what Meredith has picked for Lisa. And in Heather's confessional, she goes, I think Meredith is living out her fashion fantasy by dressing Lisa. You think Meredith wants to wear blazers and flare pants to every activity? No. She wants a jingly, jangly coin skirt. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. Lisa's not thrilled. In her confessional, she said, well, if this is about trust, I learned that I can't trust Meredith's style at all. We see Whitney's, and in her confessional, she said, I thought this was about trust, but Heather has me looking like Kate Middleton on the top and a lab technician on the bottom. Does anyone need a blood sample taken? And I would have to say that lack of trust goes both ways. Because Whitney has put Heather in a bomber jacket that is not only hideous, but accentuates her broad shoulders. A friend does not do that to another friend. Heather just says, "It's great. You hit a home run." And then Whitney goes, "Can Angie come out now?" You know, they were all coming out of the dressing room to show each other. "Can Angie come out now?" Heather. Who? Whitney. "I have Angie too." And Heather goes, "Oh my God, I forgot." Well, that gets a laugh out of Meredith. Angie comes out in this. "I chose this because it's very Grecian. I embody the Greek culture." Meredith's confessional, she's like, "It's more of a Greek tragedy." All right, so they all get in the Sprinter, and Lisa is upset. And not only because she lost her $60,000 ring, although she mentions that again too. But no, this is now because they're going to a 5-star restaurant. "And I'm dressed in a bathing suit." Yeah, and I knew this already, but in her confessional, she told us that she prepared for this trip. "And my shopper in Milan sent me all these beautiful things for me to wear." Yeah. Well, hopefully Jack will get assigned Milan for his mission. Then while he's convincing your shopper to join the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, he can return those items for you. So, fingers crossed. Lisa will not stop complaining the entire way to the restaurant. "This isn't fun. This skirt hurts. The discs are digging into my skin." I mean, they probably are. But it's funny. She's like, "I'm never getting dressed up again." Well, the complaining doesn't stop when they get to the restaurant. Now she's cold. "I'm so cold. A pocket of air just blew through." They're sitting outside, but again, it's Palm Springs. She gets one of the servers to come over with one of those heaters on a pole, and she gets him to bring it like close to her and turn it on. Well, unfortunately, poor Heather is sitting right next to her in a big, bulky leather jacket. So she's very hot. She asks Monica, who's at the far end of the table, if she'll switch places with her. So Heather and Monica switch places. They all order espresso martinis and, keep them coming. A little foreshadowing. I've never had an espresso martini, but honestly, the idea of either coffee or chocolate being a martini flavor, I don't know. That doesn't sound delicious. It might be, but it doesn't sound that way to me. Anyway, they all toast, Meredith says, to a fabulous fun time for everyone and a good day tomorrow. Okay, Whitney. "Let's play a game where we get to know each other a little better." Yeah, what do you have in mind? Does it involve lit matches? Mary just says no. No, not doing that. This ends up being the same game that the OC ladies played earlier in the season, where you tell the group something about yourself that they might not know, or that most people might not know. And Whitney adds that would shock the group. Well, we know Monica's got a good one. But unfortunately, Meredith starts. "I'll begin. I used to come to Palm Springs when I was a child to visit my grandparents." There's like a little bit of I think everybody's waiting for like the punchline. Where's the, and then I married my grandfather. Like, where's the juicy part? Yeah, there is none. Mary, that's shocking. Yeah, I'm with you, Mary. This particular version of the game can be played in the presence of children, because now Whitney says, "I used to write poems, and I'm kind of getting into that again a little bit." Huh? Are these really the things people are revealing? Heather said, "I've been getting into birds lately. Since I moved to my new house, I bought a bird feeder with a camera attached so I can watch the birds." So Mary says, "I used to have an African gray." Okay, I appreciate that so much, but I don't think there were parrots coming to her feeder in Utah. Mary just says that bird was weird. Yeah, it was strange. In her confessional, she said, I'm sorry, guys. She said, yeah, she wanted me to stare at her all the time. The bird? The bird wanted you to stare at her, Mary? Honestly, only Mary would come up with that. Not like the bird was weird, it always would stare at me. No, it wanted Mary to stare at it. And then she said, and it wouldn't obey. It just flew around all the time. It was like a flying cat. And that's kind of why we need Mary, right? Am I the only one that can't get enough of her? Mary reveals that she's a loner. Tell the story about the bird wanting you to stare at it. Way more exciting than what you revealed to the ladies at the table. Angie, you might think I'm a badass, or nobody thinks you're a badass, or like a hard ass, but I'm actually extremely sensitive. Lisa goes next. I used to own a ring worth 60 grand. No. I'm kidding, but that would have been more exciting than what she did say. I got my first, second piercings. She double pierced her ears. Okay, Monica is losing it. In her confessional, she's like, I'm having flashbacks of visiting my Nana at the senior center. Only those people were more interesting. At the table, she's like, what is all this? I look at birds. I write poetry. Come on. I fucked my brother-in-law for 18 months. Yes. She pulled it out. I love her. Everyone's like, what? It's so funny. I mean, I did this too, but like, it's so funny that people like first want to know, how is it your brother-in-law? Your sister's husband or your husband's brother? Like, who cares? It's an exciting story, but I was the same way, like just wanting to know, like, how is the person your brother-in-law? Anyway, she's like, no, my husband's sister's husband. And they're all like, okay. Yeah, it was an exciting story. Unfortunately, it was no tea for us because we already knew that story, but still, I don't think I could have taken another bland reveal. And oh good, Whitney has another game she wants to play. This one's much more sinister. It's called Warm and Fuzzy, Cold and Prickly. Please don't let Meredith go first. Once as a child, I owned a teddy bear and a cactus plant. Yeah, that's not how the game goes. So Whitney goes, all right, so let's just, to make it easy, you'll go to the person on your right and you'll tell them something you love about them. That's the warm and fuzzy. And then you'll tell them something as a friend that they can work on. That's the cold and prickly. She wants us her trouble. Obviously. And she also knew that Angie was to Heather's right. So Heather would have to say something nice and prickly about Angie, which I think was, her intention. Well, that and Meredith, but Meredith wasn't sitting on either side of Angie, so she couldn't get that to happen. But I don't think there's any dispute as to the fact that Whitney's intentions were to stir the pot, toss a match into a raging fire, if you will. So Heather said, well, Angie and I, go way back, like go Tigers or whatever the team was. Their warm and fuzzy moment is the memory of their childhood when they knew each other since 10th grade. And Whitney's like, what year did you graduate? And they're laughing. Oh, that doesn't matter. Angie said, we knew each other before you were born, probably. But they're, we're fabulous and ageless. And it's all very nice until Heather is forced to give a cold and prickly, and all she says is that she can't trust her. That's all. So Lisa, who's at the other end of the table, goes, what? Why? Why can't you trust her? So goes, well, she was all over Jen, and then when that didn't work out, she was all over Lisa, and that didn't work out. Well, right away, they dispute that. Lisa's like, that's not true. Heather just feels like she's known Angie the longest of anybody, and yet Angie will continuously buddy up to anybody else in the room but Heather. In her confessional, she goes, I just don't trust a girl who will suck the biggest dick in the room. That's not Lisa, though. I mean, I'm not sure who it is in this group, but it's not Lisa. So Lisa goes, well, you were all over Jen, Heather, so maybe we shouldn't trust you. And Heather goes, maybe you shouldn't. But also, why are you, Lisa, so invested in my cold and prickly to Angie? Angie, hang on, Lisa, I'll handle this. You started it. And Heather goes, I was playing a game. I had to give a cold and prickly. And she goes, well, how about the minute you found out that Lisa was in my book, you said, oh, well, now I'll buy one and I'll have Lisa autograph it. What about that? That was just a joke, Heather. It starts to get heated. Monica yells, let's move on. Oh, I couldn't agree more, girl. I'm so with you that it scares me. Because I feel like you're going to let me down at some point. I hope you don't. Mary's like, I'm not doing this now. Not after that. You can do her. You can skip me. I don't care. I'm not doing it. So Whitney is on the right of Meredith. Meredith says, Whitney, I think your intentions are genuinely very positive. They're not, though. I don't know where she's getting that. I think you want to manifest good, positive things. Lisa, what's the prickly? Whitney, is it that I brought Angie? You want it to be, don't you? Meredith goes, no, actually, that wasn't going to be it. It's that I think you need to work on your communication and being much clearer. Whitney goes, I am in therapy working on my communication once a week. Okay, so Mary can't let that go. She's like, wait a minute. Meredith, no, that's not true. That's not what you said about her bringing a friend earlier today. Whitney's excited. And Meredith, well, I thought it was odd, yeah. And Whitney, Mary asked me why I came early, and I told her I'm very good friends with Trixie, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Okay. Monica, I'll go. Thank God. Monica to the rescue again. She's got Lisa on her right, so she says to Lisa, this is pretty funny. I love that you are sitting here in this restaurant practically in a thong. But then she goes, and you were such a good sport about it. You didn't complain at all. Oh my God, is she trolling Lisa? I love her. Lisa just takes it as a compliment. Thank you. And she goes, my prickly. Okay, as somebody going through a divorce and it's just me and my 4 daughters and we're just trying to figure it out and get by, it was hard to hear you all day long talk about losing a $60,000 ring. Everyone's quiet. Lisa, I didn't say it over and over again, but noted. You did. Well, Bravo gives us the head count. 7 times. This is the first day. And Lisa goes, it's sentimental. Okay, I'm tired of that too. If it is, you could be sad all day long. You can mention it 20 times, but you don't ever have to mention how much it cost. Not something sentimental, right? She could go on and on about, I can't believe I lost it. That was from John. I can't really replace the memories I have of him giving it, whatever she wants to say. But the fact of the matter is, she's way more concerned. And I'm not even saying she shouldn't be. If I had a ring that expensive, I would be sick to my stomach if I lost it. But I'm just saying, be honest about the fact that it was $60,000 that's really upsetting you. Again, it's fine if that's the reason why, but don't lie about the reason why. Anyway, she's, it was sentimental. And Monica goes, I get it. Girl, I'm the one that had my hand in a tampon box trying to find it for you. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I wouldn't have done that for her. No. I might say, did you check the tampon box? But why do I have to check it? It's not my ring. Anyway, Monica's like, this is a game. And Lisa's like, yeah, it's a game. It really is. All right, so the food comes now. And Angie, the person that wasn't even invited on this trip at all, takes it upon herself to do a fun little dinner toast, which in and of itself is already aggressive as an uninvited guest. I'm sorry, it is. It's a power play. But it gets even worse because her toast is about she and her family and how they learn a word a day. A Greek word? Yeah, what else, Whitney? What else is Angie if she's not Greek? So, yeah, it's a Greek word. And I don't remember what the word was, but I do remember what it meant. Fake. Because it encompasses the entire evening, Angie says. Side note, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but Angie's Greek. Yeah, I think she might have mentioned it. Also, that ring that Lisa lost, it cost $60,000. I'm not sure if the price of the ring came up before, but yeah, $60,000. And Angie's Greek. Okay, Angie. To Meredith across the table from her. I came here with an open heart. I thought we were friends. Meredith. You said publicly that you would never be my friend. Oh, no. So why would I invite you and why would you want to come? This is Angie's response. I said it publicly? Privately, sure. Many times. Every time I tell someone I'm Greek, I also mention that I would never be friends with Meredith Marks. Anyway, Angie says to her, maybe I should have explained to you how you made me feel. Meredith, I'm not really interested. Oh, someone's been hanging around Mary Cosby too much. Heather barks out a laugh at that. Angie, you're being very rude, says the woman who crashed a girls' trip. Meredith, well, you can leave then. Angie, no, I'm not going anywhere, Meredith. This is not your dinner. You were not invited by me, the host. You're a user. Don't start with me, sweetie pie. Now Angie mentions all the hours she spent giving Meredith advice about building a house. Are you sure that was Meredith you were talking to? Doesn't Meredith just rent? Meredith's not going to buy a house. Unless that podcast is doing better than I think. Meredith's like, well, then I will write you a check for your time. Yeah, you don't even know you're already getting an invoice for the hair that her husband did for one of your events. That hasn't even come up yet. So Angie says, oh, what are you going to pay me with your jewelry that's got cobwebs and dust on it? You haven't sold a piece since 2015. Monica's like, oh my God, don't come for her business. Heather barks out another laugh. Angie's like had it with Monica though. She's like, don't tell me how to act, Monica. And Monica goes, no, this is disgusting. Everyone's like talking at once until Meredith booms. You can leave. Silence. I'm not going to leave, Meredith. Well, Meredith is beside herself. She flags down a waiter and asks him to get security. Why? Because she won't leave your table? I don't think they're going to do anything. Meanwhile, evil Kate Middleton is just enjoying the hell out of this. This is where she wanted to get to. She wanted to get under Meredith's skin. Meredith was not giving her the satisfaction earlier today, but you know, a few espresso martinis in, and Meredith can't control it. She just can't. Oh my God. Now you see her standing there. That's just a server. And she's like, she needs to leave because I am the hostess of this dinner and her behavior is unacceptable. He's like, I'll see what I can do. There's nothing he can do. Meredith, you don't own this restaurant, and unless she was being disruptive or disturbing other patrons at the restaurant, they're not going to kick her out because you two got in a fight. That's ridiculous. You don't own the place, and she's not disrupting the other diners. Although you probably all are as a group, but, you know, that's a Housewives thing. That's a bonus. You guys know I personally am waiting for the day that I am in a restaurant and the housewives walk in, sit down to have a dinner. I have all of my reactions camera ready. First is going to be like someone yell, I'll turn, or maybe they'll like scream an obscenity and I'll be like, maybe I'll like drop my fork, stare. I'm going to do a lot of these like, what? It's appalling. Yeah. A lot of raised eyebrows. As I'm eating, like, okay. It would be a dream come true. Oh, wow. Okay. Mary is kind of warning Meredith to, like, take it down a notch. But Meredith she's losing it. It's too late. There are children who are going to be disabled. And I'm not doing this. Peace out. You ladies have a good time. I'm going to worry about things that really matter in this world. She gets up and leaves. Lisa goes after her. Mary thinks that Meredith shouldn't maybe have had that last drink. Yeah, maybe one too many. At the table, Heather is also drunk. And she's like, Whitney, this is all your fault. Whitney, hey, Heather, don't do that. We're moving forward. And Heather goes, fresh powder, fresh start. But Whitney is just glaring at her. Whitney hates Heather. It's super obvious to me. I don't know if it's obvious to Heather, because that fresh start, fresh powder was a little sarcastic, but she's also really drunk. So I'm not sure she's picking up on a lot. But so far this season, there has not been one single moment where I felt like Whitney was attempting to or even wants to start over fresh with Heather. She's done. Outside, Lisa tries to calm Meredith down. But this almost seems to enrage Meredith even more. Oh, if I want to go for the jugular, I can. No, I can talk about all the rumors and nastiness. You want me to go there with her husband? I can go there. I wouldn't mind you going there. Lisa says no, but that's Lisa. Maybe the rest of us would like to know the rumors. Meredith, don't with me. Tell her to off. Yeah, Lisa looks scared. I mean, understandably. In her confessional, Lisa said, the real victim is Angie, because this is exactly what Meredith did to me. Well, she's wrong about the Angie part. Angie is no victim. But she's not wrong about the other part. That is kind of Meredith's MO. She has not switched up the playbook from last year. Fresh start, same old tricks. All right, so they do come back to the table. And Angie, who cannot take a hint, let it go, Angie. You know what I mean? She tries again to talk to Meredith. Meredith is crying, which I've never seen. And she tells her to leave again. And Lisa's like, okay, no, you know what? We should all leave. Let's just all leave. So they all get back in the Sprinter van. As I said before, Heather's drunk. She's like, guys, make sure I get home without a black eye, okay? Okay, too soon. God, I cannot do another season. I love a good mystery, but that was the most boring, drawn-out mystery ever. Also, didn't her doctor tell her how dangerous it was to keep drinking until you black out? I feel like she said that at the reunion. Good to see she's taking care of herself. All right, so Meredith is alluding to something going on in her life. Someone's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And Whitney goes, is it family? No, it's friends. She did say earlier at the motel that she didn't care that Angie was there because there's bigger things going on in the world that are more important. And then at the dinner table, there's more important things in the world I'm going to be thinking about. And now, it would explain the weird comment about children who are about to be disabled. Now it's I can't say anything more about it. But it's not good. And nothing down the road is good. Yikes, Meredith. What the hell? She did this with her nephew when he tried to commit suicide. I don't like that. To me, that's just as bad as announcing on TV what it is exactly. You're giving all these clues and hints. You're making other people more curious about it at the expense of, I don't know, it sounds like she has friends who are going through something that sounds pretty horrible and painful just from the little, crumbs that she's left. So why say anything at all? I don't like that. If you're a good friend to those people, you won't say anything. You know, if you want to say Angie doesn't matter that much, there's more important things to worry about. Just say that if that's what's going on. But all of these, it's like she wants the women to try to get it out of her, or maybe she likes the idea that she's got something that they want to know and she's withholding it. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. So Whitney, who hasn't taken off those heart-shaped glasses all day long, are they prescription? She's got these sunglasses on. It's dead of night right now. Anyway, she says, I'm going to be honest with you, Meredith. I think it's a convenience thing right now. Because every time I try to have a conversation, there's some big extraneous situation that she can't discuss. And Meredith's like, are you serious right now? Yeah, in her confessional, Whitney goes, it's always something with Meredith when she doesn't want to talk. It's always, my best friend's cousin's dog died, or my Amazon packages were damaged, or the milkman retired, or dinner was served cold 2 weeks ago and it was intentional. So Whitney's like, do you think it's fair? I mean, Mary's got stuff going on. Lisa does. Monica, I do. We're all dealing with a lot, Meredith. They now just pulled up to the motel and Meredith's up and out of there. No, don't go, Meredith. Yeah, no, she's had enough. Heather is like bent over sick. I mean, she hasn't gotten sick yet, but she's about to. Then Mary tells Whitney, you know, she's dealing with something. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say anything. You need to grow up. That's not nice, Mary. This starts a fight between Mary and Whitney. And Monica and Heather are the only other people in the van right now. And Monica better get out of there with her new Louis Vuitton purse because she is awfully close to getting some splashback. Just going to say, I'm sorry. Just saying. Don't sit that close to someone who's about to puke. Oh, wow. This thing with Whitney and Heather gets wild. Mary claims that Whitney said that she was pornography. Monica gasped. Mary goes, you said you were afraid for your family around me. You went all the way to the ground. You told the whole group you want to take me down. Whitney's been denying that. And she's like, I didn't say you did porn, Mary. Mary goes, no, what was it called? Heather, what did she say? Heather lifts her head long enough to say, predator. Puts her head back down. Mary, yeah, you called me and my husband a predator. I'm done with you. Now everyone gets out. Mary's like, Heather, are you okay? And Monica goes, she's not actually. So the only two left are Heather and Whitney. And oh God, I really wish we would have ended the episode here, but we don't. We get to witness Heather vomiting or the aftermath of it. I won't say anymore for you guys, but yeah. Thanks, Bravo. Anyway, that is the end of an amazing episode. It was really so good. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. If you liked this recap, please give it a thumbs up. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you click on the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I post something new. Also, in the description box below, I am an Amazon affiliate, and if you click on any of my links and do your Amazon shopping from there, I will get a percentage of anything that you choose. All right, that's it. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.